Oh my God. Oh my God.
All right, so we got the best actress walking the face of this earth and Miss Viola Davis in the news today. And Miss Viola Davis is not here for Julia Roberts, all right, playing Harriet Tubman. Nope, not today. Not today, Satan. Viola Davis spoke up about it.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Hell yeah. So if anybody should be playing Harriet Tubman, it should be Viola Davis. Or you could elect to have Octavia Spencer play the role. She's great too, but not Julia Roberts. I have profound respect for Julia. Don't get me wrong. She's a great actress. But when you're doing a historical movie on a historical African-American woman that meant so much to our culture, you have to cast as such. And that role needs to be filled by a black actress, period, point blank. There's no way around it. Now, this is not the first time that Viola has spoke out against the mistreatment of black women in Hollywood. Check this out, and then I'll come back to finish up the commentary.
Quality of pay. Because a lot of the women who've stepped forward, and I stand in solidarity with them, okay? What they're getting paid, which is half of what a man is getting paid, well, we get probably 1/10 of what a Caucasian woman gets. And I'm number one on the call sheet. And then I have to go in, and I have to hustle for my worth. That's what I feel like I'm doing when I demand what I feel. Listen, I have more than a 30-year professional career. I had a friend who said, yeah, but Viola, your career is better than my career. I said, yeah, but you can't compare me to you. Because once again, I got the Oscar, I got the Emmy, I got the 2 Tonys. I've done Broadway, I've done off-Broadway, I've done TV, I've done film, I've done all of it. I have a career that's probably comparable to Meryl Streep, Julianne Moore, Sigourney Weaver. They all came out of Yale. They came out of Juilliard. They came out of NYU. They had the same path as me. And yet, I am nowhere near them. Not as far as money, not as far as job opportunities, nowhere close to it. And yet, I have to constantly get on that phone, and I have fabulous agents, by the way. They are getting it. But I have to get on that phone, and people say, you're a black Meryl Streep. You are, and we love you. We love you. There is no one like you. Okay, then if there's no one like me, you think I'm that, you pay me what I'm worth.
Now, let me get this straight. Not only is it hard for a black actress to get her bag and get paid what she's worth in Hollywood, she also has to worry about someone from another race coming in and taking a role that is meant for her. And that role being having a black actress to fulfill that purpose of playing Harriet Tubman. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at these receipts and read what they had to say in regards to this matter. All right, and it says, Viola Davis has slammed the allegations that a studio executive allegedly who wanted Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman back in 1995. Here's the thing, simply put, Julia Roberts as Harriet Tubman is ridiculous, she told Madame Noir. That barely warrants a response. I understand that the film industry very much is about commerce and money. I get it. Why is it that you are not armed with enough information, and why you don't see it as important to cast a black woman as Harriet Tubman? Davis asked. You can go through the history books and see that Harriet Tubman was a black woman. Julia Roberts in a head rag running through the woods is just not going to work. It's just not going to work. It's ridiculous. Now, Viola Davis had me cracking up when she said that Julia Roberts running through the woods with a rag over her head isn't going to cut it. And it was very hilarious and very funny. And she was throwing some underlying shade towards Julia Roberts. And also the thought of casting Julia Roberts to play such a role is so despicable and disrespectful. Now, do you think that they would be calling Viola Davis to play the role of a Princess Diana? No, they wouldn't. And also, guys, you have to think about this dynamic. What are the chances of a black woman playing Wonder Woman? I don't think that it would ever happen. You know, when they do casting calls for movies like that, black women are prohibited. You might as well look the other way because you will not sniff that job. And even as a black actor, you know, you have black actors out there that won't ever play Superman. You know, there are no black men that are getting called to audition to play Superman. Up until now, you know, Michael B. Jordan is in talks of becoming the next Superman. Now, I don't know if he's going to get the job, but they are interested in Michael B. Jordan. Now, I don't know what Michael has to do behind closed doors to make sure that he gets this job. Maybe a little bit of, hey, it's possible they do some weird things out there in Hollywood. But yo, if Michael B. is able to land this role, watch out for the protests. I guarantee you there are a lot of people in the other race that don't feel that Michael B. Jordan or any African American man should be playing the role of a Superman because it's disrespectful to them. As a matter of fact, let me say some of them, because not all of them feel this way. So let's just say some. It's disrespectful to them to change the narrative, to change tradition when they have been so accustomed to, and we have too, because we have no say-so or no choice in the matter of seeing a white man play Superman and Batman versus a black man having those roles. But back to this Harriet Tubman thing. I really feel that Viola Davis should have been the leading star in this movie. I feel that they didn't give her this role because she's been speaking out about the treatment of black women in Hollywood. And that's just my opinion. Because you mean to tell me you have Octavia Spencer and you have a Viola Davis, two of the best black actresses in the world, in my opinion, and you can't cast them for Harriet Tubman? They would have rocked that movie, in my opinion. And speaking of Octavia Spencer, let's take a listen to a clip where she was breaking down how someone from our community had to step in to make sure that she got paid.
There you told us that for the first time in your career, you had gotten equal pay to your white co-star. Mm-hmm. A lot has happened in this last year. What are your goals as a producer now?
Well, let me just first start by saying, how's his altitude treating you guys today? Because it's a little, so if it sounds a little Fruit Loops and, you know, Frosted Flakes, I gotta tell you that's why. Well, I think my goal is to make sure that all women of color get equal pay, and all women get equal pay. And the only way to do it is to, you know, have these conversations, to talk numbers with your co-stars. And, you know, Jessica and I stood together, and that was interesting that she would take that position. Well, I mean, she is Jessica Chastain. And, but, you know, we also need advocates and allies in negotiating. And I have to say, you know, when I was negotiating my deal for Madam CJ, LeBron James had to intervene. So we need you, Cassian, and we need, you know, all of our male counterparts to be in the fight with us, because you know what? We're going to be on that set the same amount of days as our male co-stars. We're going to be on that set the same amount of days. And I think equal pay is in line for all of us, right?
All right, so we heard what Octavia Spencer had to say, and basically LeBron James had to intervene to make sure that Octavia got her bag and that she got paid fairly. So let me get this straight. You have Octavia, you have Wanda Sykes, you have Monique. All three of them are complaining about the negotiation process when it comes to Netflix. Let me tell you, where there's smoke, there is fire. And I know that a lot of people are going to say, well, I didn't like the way Monique went about it. Listen, I had no problem with the way Monique went about it, because sometimes you have to ruffle some feathers to get heard out here in these streets. Why do we always have to be the ones to put our heads down and just accept everything that they give us and say, yes, ma'am, and yes, sir? You know, why do we have to be the ones? Listen, it's time out for all of that. It's no more sugarcoating out here in these streets. You have to tell it like it is. And if you tell it like it is, be prepared to be blackballed. Be prepared to not get the opportunities that should be afforded to you. But because you went against the grain, you know, a lot of people do not like when you try to affect change and make the pathway easier for people who come behind you. So just to sum up this whole video in regards to Julia Roberts being almost casted to play Harriet Tubman back in 1995, the reason why they wanted to go with Julia Roberts is because she was a household name and she would have brought revenue. But they didn't understand that the fact that Harriet Tubman is a black woman what they would have been doing was actually creating a blackface on screen, and that would have been highly disrespectful to the African American community. Now, I'm gonna let this go and let y'all have at it in the comments. Drop down and give me your true thoughts and assessments, okay? I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family, food, and wine and the festivities, and be blessed. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll get with you in the next video. Peace.